there, my fellow mayflies. This is Birdie Sparrow. Tweet, tweet. Today we're going to talk about how to maximize gravity crystal collection. I know there's stuff in there out there, but I still see a lot of questions in various forums, online, in the chat about, oh my God, how do I get more crystals? How do I get more crystals? So with about 6 to 8 weeks to go until the event ends, all we know is NetEase has said it will be sometime in late September. So I'm taking that to mean 6 to 8 weeks from now. For those trying to get as many crystals as they can to get the little statue and all of that, which is this over here. For your territory, it can be a little hard getting the crystals. I'll admit that. So it's much more different than lunar. So first off, let's take a look at the armor, because it's more than just collecting the crystals. It's also having a plan to do it, and I do have a plan based on how I built my stuff. So first thing I do is, let's take a look at the armor. So I actually have, under save, I have a preset. This is my normal for when I'm just out adventuring, silos, that type of thing. And this is for when I'm going out and doing the gravitational event. So I run with 4 pieces of gravity armor, gravity tight armor. You can get away with 3. The reason why you'd want 3 is you do want the jump height there of plus 10%. That helps. Magazine capacity bonus, nice, but I try to stay out of combat to maximize getting crystals. The third piece, the 20% monster damage reduction while you're airborne, is really nice, because as you know, as you're flying around, they're shooting at you, and you're taking AA fire. The last piece, you don't have to run with it. You can run with something else. I just threw it on there because occasionally I do have to get into combat, and the extra damage, in the beginning is nice. That burst damage, you try and clear some of the guys. So run with at least 3 so you can get up to the damage reduction. The 4th, if you like to shoot as you come down. I'm not very good at that, I have to admit. I try the best I can, but when I do land it, I do a lot of damage. So it's like, I high-five myself here behind the desk. So there's your armor. Now, as far as mods are concerned, you can put on whatever you want for a mod. I keep it with this particular build, which is based off a sniper rifle. The mods don't really do anything for gravity collection. They just give you extra damage. The Downstar version, I should say, for the mod, gives you extra damage if you're up above shooting down. So it's very nice if you're floating down on top of things. Link it in with having 4 pieces of the armor. You can do actually some pretty decent damage as you come down. But the mods, the Downstar mods, really have nothing to do with gravity collection. Now, I will highly suggest that when you make armor, and after you've gone through a number of the gravity thing, you should have this. If not, people will be selling it in vending machines or what have you. When you need to make a pair of gloves, either separately or the main pair you wear. I just use my main pair. But we'll just take a look at a pair of gloves real quick. And when you come into here, you want to use any of the Starfall hides. And it doesn't matter which one you use because they're all the same. The Croc, the Down, the Fox. Though I would save the Fox, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But the yield boost, if you look up there, it's all the same. You get a 10% gravity crystal yield boost, doubled while you're airborne, so you get 20% more. So that means, you know, a red crystal chest, whatever you want to call the floaters. I call them floaters. The red floaters normally, I believe, give 10. So here you're getting 12. It's two more. It adds up. The same thing for the gold and the blue-white floaters. So definitely make your gloves out of these, at least whatever pair of gloves you're going to be using. And like I said, they're all the same, but I would save the Starfall fox skin if you can. And this is why. Um, the armor is, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to get out of there. The armor, of course, you can get them as drops. And the cheap way to get the gravity set is just get 3 or 4, you know, of your appropriate level and throw them on and you're good. Only problem is you didn't make it. So my suggestion is making your pants and your chest out of the fox skin, because its special ability is a stealth boost, and the enemies take 15% longer to notice you. And if you kill something in midair, you get 5 stamina. Yeah, great, whatever. But you can make the pants and the chest out of the Starfall fox skin, and that gives you, the enemies takes 30% longer to notice you. This is huge because I can glide right by enemies a lot of the times, grab, you know, the floaters, and they don't start shooting until I'm well past them. So it really cuts down on the type of damage you'll take while airborne, because they literally kind of, you know, you go floating by and they kind of go, oh, maybe we should shoot that person. So like I said, if nothing else, um, either your main armor, if you're going to do it, or if you're going to use a gravity tied set, I would make at least the chest and the pants so you can get this stealth boost. Um, Other than putting the Starfall skins on your chest, pants, and on your gloves, um, you know, there's really, I don't see, they all have other advantages to, you know, max load and stuff like that. That's up to you if you decide you want to do it. But if you're going just for gravity crystals, I would set these up. Now, for food, there's a limited amount of food that can really help you. So one is the Stardust energy drink. Um, Gaining the double jump is actually kind of nice because it allows you to, you know, do another jump up. So you might be able to avoid one of the updraft devices, because you may be able to jump high enough. So you don't have to go out this way and then, you know, go up. You just may be able to be straight up. So that shaves, you know, 5-10 seconds off of your movement. And time is precious when you're trying to collect. So, you know, you could do this, and you know, it doesn't require anything special. Saffron, no deviated anything. So you know, you're good to go there. Stardust mushroom soup is a good one. It gives you max stamina of 20%, which is important. We'll get to that in a second. And then the stamina recovery speed. So of course, as you glide, you use stamina. And when you land, you know, you'll recover your stamina faster. Again, it saves time. You can continue to float longer, glide more, and then when you do hit the ground, you recover 30% quicker. And again, well, not again, but unfortunately, this does require deviated mushrooms. So there you go. And these two are drinks. So you can have one of these on you, or if you're a chef, you could have both on you. So there you go. You get both of those going. And then after that, oh, hang on, I got to take a look at my notes so I remember which ones are which here. Oh, curry and rice. So for food, curry and rice is also good. It just requires meats. If you can get any that link into your particular weapon attack time, great. If not, don't worry about it, because this is what we're worried about here. This is the standard effect. and reduces your stamina consumption by 30% during sprinting and gliding. So again, if you reduce your stamina consumption by 30%, you can glide 30% longer, which, like I said, can help, especially grabbing the floaters. Now, as for the recipes that you get inside of the Star Advent crates, you have various ones there. You have Star Pudding. This is very nice. Another 20% damage reduction combined with the other 20% from the armor gives you 40% damage reduction while airborne. And if you got the Starfall Fox on the chest and the pants, 30%, it takes them 30% longer to notice you, which means they're firing at you less. This is really, really nice to minimize the damage while you're out running around. Layered Galaxy, straight up 30% elemental damage bonus while airborne. So it only works while you're shooting in the air. And of course, I would only eat this if that's what you like to do and you're using something with elemental damage. I'm running bounce, so this means absolutely nothing to me. Where is the other? Starry Bubble Tea. Yep, there we go. Gives you a force field equal to up to 50% of your max hit points while you're gliding out of combat. I do like this. I do a lot of gliding out of combat and getting a 50% shield. Like I said, I don't do much combat, while I'm collecting crystals. So I look more at how to reduce my damage. And of course, this is very nice to have that. Fluffy Sweet increases your glide speed by 10% and stamina cost by 15%. This is why you may want to consider drinking the drink that gives you the stamina cost boost and the reduction, maybe the reduction. Me personally, I do like this because I already have 40% damage reduction with the other stuff I'm running, so that's fine. I don't need the shield. I prefer the Fluffy Sweet because I prefer to glide faster. Again, it's time. And the faster I'm gliding fast enough, I very, very, very rarely run out of stamina at this point. But again, it's up to you what you want to do. And if you're a chef, you can have 2 of these effects. Now, as far as equipment, what I run is just a gravity net generator. All the rest involve combat or whatever. I don't care. I'm looking at maximizing grabbing as many crystals as possible. So if you use the gravity net generator and you receive this either as a formula by a Star Advent chest, or occasionally you'll find in vending machines, or I'm sure if you ask in chat, you can find somebody that'll make you one. They're only good for 7 days. So every week you gotta get a new one. But as you can see, it says if you stay airborne for 10 seconds. So once you jump up and you're gliding around, if there's a floater, like literally right there, unless you're in a rush, I will do a circle and come back in, and I'll count to myself 10 seconds to get that extra 50%. So after you stay airborne for 10 seconds, you will gain 50% more gravity crystals before you land. So this will not affect the chest. The gloves will. You'll get 10% more by wearing the gloves when you land. But if you wear the gloves with the Starfall Fox on it, and you have this on, and you wait 10 seconds, you will get 70% more crystals. So a red floating crystal normally gives you 10 if you don't have anything on. If you wait to 10 seconds to get a red and you hit it, you will get 17. The golds will give you between 13 or 14. That it does vary. I think basically it's one of those things where it ends up as like maybe a 0.5, and then RNG rolls the dice, and 50% of the times you'll get 14, and 50% of the times you'll get 13. And the blues give, I want to say 9. something like that when you have the gloves and the packs on. So this is the setup before you go out crystal hunting. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take you on a trip of my pattern. Everybody has their own pattern. I'm very comfortable with this particular pattern I use to get crystals. I'm going to zero out my crystals. I'm going to take my crystals and dump them so I have nothing on me. I'll show you that. And I'll show you how many I collect during a typical 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. period. And like I said, in the circuit that I use, I will guarantee you other people have different circuits. Somebody may come into comments and say, hey, no, if you go here, you get more uh, chests and crystals. Cool, man. Um, like I said, everybody has their own. I got comfortable with doing this, and this is what works for me. You find your own patterns. You look online. You take other people's comments. You figure it out. But this is and there is some combat in here. I do some combat in small areas, um, but by and large, I try to avoid any type of combat. If I can jump down, snake a chest without having to spend a lot of time shooting people, I do it. So now let's take you on my circuit, and we'll see how I do. And I'll show you on a map, the route that I take, and I do hit almost all the monoliths, except for uh, the Shadow Hound. That's too much of a pain in the ass to get one chest because it's on the tippy top of a freaking crane, and it's just you got a luminary, you got to fight and all that. But anyways, uh, so let's uh, let's all go take a ride, shall we? Going to do my run for gravity crystals to give people an idea of what you can get, following what I had said before. So real quick, you see I have no gravity crystals on me at all. Nothing. So we'll see what I get at the end. For food, we're going to very quickly eat some stardust mushroom soup so my stamina goes up for gliding and all of that. We are going to do a corn ale to, I will be going into pollution zones. I don't have my fluffy sweet, which I really wanted. Going to eat a starry pudding to give me some damage reduction while airborne for those few things that go after me, and some curry and rice, which will, as you can see, reduce my stam consumption during gliding. So got all that. I am already in my gear here, my gravity tied gear. Everything I believe is loaded. Let's just make sure. Yep, everything's loaded. I'm at full health, and we're just waiting now for a little bit. Oh, and real quick, you can see that I have my spring legs on, so I'm ready for all of that. So this is all going to be about. The run takes about half an hour. That's what a 12. That's what 12 hours is inside of here. So I'll kind of run out near the end, and that'll be fine. Um, we don't have that much farther to go. So we just wait for a few minutes, and as soon as it hits 9 o'clock, we're off. Okay, here we are back. About 10 seconds to go before it starts. As you can see, I am in Blackfell. Um, if I were in Way of Winter, I would be waiting in Wishland West. Um, there's there's 4 crates, about 6 to 8 crystals, or floating crates, however you want to call them, and to grab. All right, we're off. Like I said, to get crystals and crates and all of that, it's rather time sensitive. You don't fight if you don't have to. Don't worry about the guys that hit you. And there's the first one, and we got 13 right off the bat. So, like I said, to do a whole 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. takes about half an hour of real time. if you just don't feel like watching me do the whole thing, at least maybe watch me get through Blackfell so you kind of have an idea of what to do. I'd suggest kind of watching the whole thing if you can, because you'll see my route and all of that. Okay, and here we go down. And like I said, some of these guys, however, do indeed guard. So, and if they hit you while you're doing this, you'll be kicked out of grabbing the grav crate. Now, if I did not have spring legs, I would not be able to hit this guy. I would hit the one below. So we're going over here, jumping up. Ah, screwed that up. Losing some precious time. There we go. See, I only got 9. I wasn't up for 10 seconds in the air, which would have given me that extra 50% I would have received. Now, I'm heading for this guy right here. There is another one way over there, but I find that the time to go get it just isn't worth it. It literally takes a couple of minutes away, and you know, you might be lucky, you might get a red, but I just found out it's just not worth it. And as things come at you, you hear them. You can, dive to the ground. That helps sometimes break the lock. You can go from side to side. Oh, here's a red. Oh, we're gonna one more time. Did I get my 17? I didn't. See, I'm doing so bad. So when we get to the end, we'll just add on 8 as to what I could have gotten if I had waited the 10 seconds. I'm actually kind of rushing it for you guys, so I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just going to do what I normally do. Kind of hoping maybe I'll get an animal. Let's take a little swing out here real quick, trying to make sure we get the 10 seconds in. And drop. Why did it not take it? Wow. All right, something's going on here where it's not taking it. We'll move on. Of course, now that I'm recording all this, it's just not working. So then I go for the monoliths. And like I said, you don't fight if you don't have to. In this particular case, I will to get the crate. My gear is set up enough that it doesn't take an undue amount of time in my estimation. And there we go. And I do grab these because they do give you some crystals, some gravity crystals, so why the hell not? Okay, then there's always one hanging out over there. Again, if I did not have spring legs, I would not be able to get this high, and I would have to use the updraft device that's right there. Let's hope yes, okay, I grabbed a crystal there. To help with time, most know that these rings will shoot you forward. And I go a little to the side here, otherwise you'll hit that second ring and you will just fly and you will bypass this crate. This crate's easy to find. It's right there. Just follow the beam if you haven't grabbed this yet. But There's another red. I don't go for that one quite yet. There's always one right there, and I like to go in this little circuit. You'll see shortly. My stamina's good. Yeah, that was a horrible Blackfell, but it is what it is. So yeah, I come over here because there's kind of like 3 in a row, and I found this is the most efficient way to do it. So we grab that, and you can see I got 14 out of that because I've been up more than 10 seconds. There's your 17. Crystals in crates, I've seen anywhere from 6 to 11, 12. So, you know, they're not necessarily a bad thing. And of course, crates is where you get armor and formulas and animals and all of that. Okay, done with that. Going on to the next one. Go to Monolith of Greed. Now, the Monolith of Greed, again, I do a circuit. And you'll see why I go the way I do in just a little bit. So I go over here. Yes, both crates you will have to fight for. You know, if your gear is solid enough, it's not really a super time waster. I mean, if you got to fight these guys for like 5 minutes, yeah, then... Oh, come on. There we go. Jesus. All right. I like to go for this guy. Again, without spring legs, you would not be able to get this in one jump. Spring legs is pretty much a given. So now I got these guys angry, and they are trying to shoot me. And we go over here. Up. Boop. Hang a left. Grab this guy. Okay, then I drop down a little, and I use both of these rings to shoot me over here. And they're still following me. Yeah, I'm going to be hit by them. That's all right. Grab all of these real quick. Like I said, they give you crystals. Now, best part about here is you dive down. Right over the edge. There's a fluffy sweet. There's one just beyond this. You can go for it if you want. I usually don't because, again, it costs me some time trying to get back to the level here that I want in the air. I go for this guy over here. Not sure if I'll be able to grab him as is, so we'll just land there and do a little. Okay. And again, I do this little circuit here. I do not go hunting for every single freaking crystal. I'm just grabbing the ones on the way to the other star crate, which is right there. Missed him. Okay, got them all. I think I got them all. No, I did not get them all. And you can see what happens when they shoot you. The crate closes back up. All right, let me get out of here. I really don't feel like fighting him. Not if I can help it. Oh, all right, fine. All right, onwards to the next one. Sounds like a Luminario coming after me. As far as I can tell, there's only one here, and it's right up here. And again, if I did not have a double jump, I would have to go through the back way, and I'm going to drop. And we're going to send our puppies, who will do horrible things to them. And by the way, how much do these guys give? Let's see. Come on. They only give 3. So, yeah, you know. But hey, it's 3. And if you want to, there's one right down there. Like I said, it only takes me about 30 seconds. So, you know, I grab it. Sometimes it's a red. Some, you know, the color varies. But I'll come down here and grab this guy. And all right, and drop we go. Okay, after this, I do not go to where the hound is. It is such... it's on top, tippy top of a crane, and there's only one, and I find out it is a massive time waster. So honestly, I don't bother. If you want to go get the one in the hound, fine. So now I go to Alpha, Silo Alpha, where there are 2 crates and 4 crystals in a relatively close area, at least the circuit that I take. Again, if you did not have spring legs, you would not be able to do this in one jump. You would have to land on the stairs and come back up. So there's nobody guarding it. Grab it. That is a gold. Guarded by a bunch of guys. If you come in from the side, you can, when you hit this, you'll jump right up through it and grab it. And then after that, you just kind of hit these steps. Boop. Boop. And then you do this last one, and you'll grab whatever is above you, which was a gold. Okay, then you turn to the left, and we head for that crane. And if you need to, you know, you can see there's plenty of updraft devices there to kick you back up. Usually, I don't need an updraft device. But I always target that guy right there. Ooh, it's a red. Nice. You know, if I miss it, I'll swing back and grab it, but no, I'm not going to miss it. Turn back around. There you go. There's another 17. And next one's going to appear. It's going to be right over here on top of this other crane. There it is right there. I think there's a crane there. Yep, there it is. And boom, there's another 14 crystals. The golds tend to be 13 or 14. They do have a 0.5 break where it's like 13.5 if you figure everything out. So roughly, so sometimes the RNG gives you the extra and sometimes it doesn't. I haven't gotten a single deviant to pop for me. Okay, after this, I tend to go to Rotten Saddle. Like I said, this is just my route. It may not be the most efficient. Never said it was. You know, everybody finds their own route, and this worked for me. Took me a little while to figure out this route, but you know, eventually I did, and this is what I'm comfortable doing. So, and you can see it's only, I don't even know what time it is here. It's what? It's only 3:40. So we still have about what, 4.5 hours left of in-game time. So I tend to go here, and if I see bad guys over there, I start clearing them. All right, and then from the top of this, you should be able to jump and easily clear this guy. Again, spring legs. All hail. There is a luminary around here somewhere. I hear there she is. So for them, you can just shoot them and they'll duck below. And then you can real quickly grab that. She will follow you. So you make it fast. And then out this way. So we've got 1 crystal, 2 crates. This will be your second crystal. You can get 3 crystals here. And we go up. We turn into this one, and this one should put us up, and we should be able to grab it immediately, and we do. You notice the one thing I'm not going after is bosses. Bosses take a long time, relatively. I don't know, unless you've got something that can melt a boss in a few seconds, and hey, go for it. They do provide crystals and things like that. One of the things I find that's really annoying, though, is sometimes their crystal drops to the ground and you can't find it. It doesn't hang in the air, nothing like that. I eventually figured out bosses just weren't worth it for me personally. You know, if you want to go for a boss, well then, you know, feel free. Who is shooting at me? Nobody's shooting at me. All right. So after this guy is now, I will go up to the Forsaken Giant. So we go up to Forsaken Giant Monolith. And I should have enough time to get to do this and the one across the way. So like I said, I kind of have a circuit. I will fight for this one because there's only 1 crate. Again, I can, you know, kill the guys pretty damn quick. So, but to start off with, oh, it's a red. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm up in the air for at least 10 seconds. I think that should do it. Yes, I got my 17. Okay. I'm greedy. I want every single crystal I can get. And if it costs me 10 seconds to get 5 additional crystals, fine by me. So now I'll float over here. There is the case down there. You can see the smudge line, but it's guarded by 2 snipers and some mechanics, just like a couple of the other were. So I get down here. And maybe someday I'll actually hit something, huh? Ouch. I'm screwing this up. Freaking snipers. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I just don't get it. That was my fault. All right. Then we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to hit the ground and have the frickin' puppies go eat them. Should have done that to begin with. Everybody can laugh at how non-OP I am. Alright, well, grab this crate. That was freaking ugly. That one had 11 gravity crystals in it, so, not sure where he is. Okay, so it's about 6. We should have time to get over the other side. So we are headed over towards that, and God help me, I can't remember what that was called. As you fly, just keep an eye out below you. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a little unstable. But as you fly, like I said, keep your eye out for crystals. There's usually some, you know, on the way here. I'm heading for right across the river there. Gliding as fast as I can. And this place has 2 crates, bunch of crystals. Let's dive down a little and see if any crystals appear in my... Don't see any. And unfortunately, there's no fast travel rings. Oh, there's one. It's a gold. Is that a gold? No, it's a white. Ah. I think I'll get, what, 5? 7? 7. Yeah, lost me about 30, 40 seconds there in that fight, and you know, dying. Yeah, I'm getting some instability up there in the upper right. You can see it's going red. Not sure what its freaking problem is. Okay, so this is the back door. Which is great, because there's one crate right there. And if you notice, it's not being guarded by anybody. See if I can get me a deviant. Oh, I did. Oh, a level 5 mini wonder. Kind of rare to get a 5. Let's see if I can grab him. I did indeed grab him. We'll look at him later. All right, and then up we go. You can see there's a crystal there. So we'll just pop up and grab it. Got it. Yeah, that's another thing you should do is kind of always look up. see if there's any crystals, and then you just climb the stairway. I forget, what the hell's over here? Oh, there's a crystal there, but I gotta fight for it. Again, let's hope I don't die by the time I hit. Alright, we're gonna release the puppies. We're hopefully gonna release the puppies. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, good pop-pops. All right. Let's pop pups back in. And that crystal was... Oh, by the way, these guys. You shoot them, and you can land on them. So there you go. I almost forgot to explain about those guys. All right. Let's go grab the other crate, which should be down here. As I recall. Yep, there it is. Another smudge. And just like the first one, this one's unguarded. So, nice. Oop. There we go. Okay, then we go this way, and as I recall, there is a crystal around here somewhere. Right there, another gold. So that's going to be another 13 or 14. Let's climb the stairs. Ooh, there's another gold. We'll go grab that one too shortly. We'll dive down on it. Come on, there we go. Grab that. Grab that. All right. Like I said, we just don't bother with the... And you see I evaded that one. You can hear him coming. All right, let's hit the ground and heal myself. And for my final one, I usually go back to my base and hit that guy. Oh, there we go. So for this one, there's one that's unguarded, and there's one that's guarded. And that one actually can be a real pain because the one that's guarded, you're not that far from the boss, who sometimes gets a little irked and will shoot at you. So I've got not that long. So we're going to go see if we can snatch the final case. It's 8:44 game time. Final case is right there. Well, oh yeah, I'll be able to get it. Oh, 4-mini feaster. I personally only grab 4s and 5s now at this point. Got him. And there will not be enough time to go get anything else, because it is over right now. All right, so after half an hour of playtime, going from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Manibus, starting off in Blackfell, hitting all the monoliths except the Hound, Silo Alpha, Rotten Saddle, the Monolith. What is this? White Cliff. White Cliff is where I ended up, and did White Cliff. Did 73 Source Extraction Point, which is where I came from that. So after all of that, let's see what I got for loot. So Deviants, it doesn't, oh, I'm not going to hunt for them. All right. Let's take a look at gravity crystals. Where are my gravity crystals are here. So when all was said and done, I started off with 0 and I ended up with 517. If I had waited and gotten those other 2 that I needed to wait 10 seconds for, add 8 onto this, I would have got 525. So there you go. So every half hour, if you're prepped and ready, you can grab roughly 500 a shot. If you're rigged the way I'm rigged, and you find a path that works for you, you know, there you go. You shouldn't have too much trouble. And you have about a month left. They said Vision will go away in late September, so I'm assuming 4 to 5 weeks. So assume by mid-September, you are definitely on borrowed time. So I hope this all helps you. And if any questions, please leave comments below. Thank you very much. This is Birdie Sparrow. You can follow me on YouTube, Birdie Sparrow 1, on Twitch as Birdie Sparrow, and always happy to answer questions. Y'all have a nice day. Bye.